And just moments ago, those elections workers came out here and made their celebratory pronouncement. Hear ye, the polls are now open. It happens in every county we visit on Election Day, and they did it here in San Joaquin County, too. Folks can vote here outside the elections office, or if they want to, they can go inside like these voters are doing. And they will head up to the third floor where the registrar's office is located. We will show you what it looks like on the third floor. Take a look. Voting already underway here in San Joaquin County, and KCRA 3 got a chance to go inside yesterday. The registrar tells us this office is prepared to help people have a positive experience. So if they simply need to drop off their ballots, they can do that outside the registrar's office. If they need greater assistance from elections workers or the registrar herself, they can go inside. And that's where voters have been helped leading up to this day.
We actually experienced quite a few voters that were just registering for the first time or needed to update their registration. So a lot of why I think folks are coming here in our office is they knew they had some additional steps to take so that they could cast their ballot today. So they were able to do that here at our office instead of at a polling location today.
And back out here live, as you can see, the friendly elections workers are here ready to help voters. And what they can do, they've told me, is they will help drivers who pull up and hand over their ballots, and those voters can watch as their ballots go straight into one of these verified ballot boxes. Reporting live in Stockton, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Melanie, thanks so much. And as voters in Sacramento County head to the polls, law enforcement agencies are working to keep it a safe election. In a statement to KCRA 3, the California Highway Patrol says officers are always vigilant for potential incidents that may occur near the state capitol. We have personnel ready to respond for public safety and protect state property as necessary. We also spoke to the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, and they tell us that deputies will watch for any safety concerns that may arise.
We want to make sure that everyone who is eligible to vote has that opportunity to vote and vote safely. We haven't really had a big problem in terms of voter interference or, voting problems or disturbances at these voting stations, which is a real testament to how Sacramento is.
And voters can report any incidents to the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office that they might see.
And we continue our team coverage now. As we mentioned, the polls have opened just moments ago on this election day.
KCRA 3's Mike Tassell is in Placer County, where voting is now underway, and he joins us now with more. Mike.
Yeah, I just walked out of the polling booth here inside the election headquarters, and we have seen some people showing up here just after the polls opened, 7 o'clock here this morning. Some walking in to deliver their ballot, others using the ballot drop box outside instead of a big pink one. In fact, Paul, if you can swing around and show the ballot drop box instead of the pink one that you saw in Sacramento County or are used to, this one has the red, white, and blue. One of the interesting things about being here in Placer County is, that question of election integrity and lots of questions about Dominion voting systems, because that's something Placer County does use. And it is interesting because back after the 2020 election, Placer County's grand jury looked into Placer County's elections and found that the Placer County Election Office did an outstanding job in preparing and planning for the election. And after the November 2020 election, they did a hand count of the machine counted ballots, matched them, and found that those ballots all matched, just to show you just how accurate they are. Now, Ryan Ronco from Placer County joining us here this morning. Polls just open. We know you're getting you here in a busy time, but just going into today, what kind of turnout have you already seen here in Placer County? More, less, or right on par with what you'd expect?
We're a little bit higher, actually, in Placer County than we would have expected and what we were at 4 years ago. So we're a little different than some counties in California where they're a little bit behind where they were 4 years ago.
And what do you attribute that to? The presidential election, or are there other things on the ballot that are engaging people?
Well, I think it's a little combination of both those things. I think also Placer County voters tend to vote a little bit higher than the state average. So there's a little bit of that in there, too. And we're doing something new this year where we're allowing voters to bring their vote-by-mail ballots to a vote center and scan those ballots right in front of them. So I think people are excited about that. So they're voting.
And one of the things I was talking about before he came out was election integrity, and how after the last presidential election, the grand jury looked at it. You've done matching of the machine counted to the hand counted. What do you say about election integrity to anybody who's at home still has questions or concerns?
Come on down and talk to us. We invite you to bring your questions, and we can explain what we do. We don't trust anybody, including me. So we have safeguards in the system to make sure that your vote is counted accurately and with transparency.
And when it comes to Election Day, what's the number one issue or question that you get that you deal with?
I would say that the number one question that we deal with is, where's my polling place? And that's fine. Every county registrar has a link so that you can be able to look and find out where you're supposed to be going today. If you have a problem, if you don't know where your vote-by-mail ballot is, if you're away at school and you're not here, talk to your local registrar. We usually have ways that we can be able to help you.
And just on that note, because I know some of us are older and your polling place was your polling place, but today, as long as it's a polling place, right?
Well, in some counties, in counties like Sacramento and Placer, that is true. In some counties like Sutter, you might still have a polling place that you are assigned to go to. So definitely check the back of your sample ballot booklet to see if you have an assigned place, and or call your local registrar.
But here in Placer County, you can go into any polling place and cast your ballot.
That's right. If you're up in Tahoe, but you're a Roseville resident, you can go into that polling place. They're going to be able to help you. You're going to get your ballot for where you are in Roseville. Everything's going to be just perfect for you.
And I should ask, because we've heard it said many times, you know, equating Election Day to your Super Bowl. How are you feeling on this Election Day?
I'm feeling great. You know, we have an amazing team here that are jazzed. They've been working really hard to get to this point. And then it's like throwing a big party. And then tomorrow is, you know, we start the cleanup process, which is going to be a month long. And that's when we start getting a little bit tired. And but we're going to be ready to answer people's questions post-mortem, because there are going to be some questions out there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to work because I know it's a busy day ahead.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks again, sir. So, yeah, you heard him say, if you're thinking of voting, make sure to vote today, whether it's dropping off your vote-by-mail ballot or going to a vote center location to have your questions answered, just in case you have any questions or concerns. Live in Placer County, Mike DeSalle, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for that live report. And another reminder that same-day voter registration is available at every county elections office, polling place, or vote center in California. Voters will be asked to fill out a voter registration form and then be given a ballot.